Good evening, everyone. It is your host, David Schlotthauer, here on this lovely Saturday evening. It is the 21st of February, 2026, and I hope you all are having a fantastic evening here on this Saturday ahead of what will be an extraordinary winter storm event for the Northeast, for the Mid-Atlantic, and for parts of the Appalachians. Yeah, even some of the higher elevations are going to be getting in on some snow, but really this nor'easter is going to take a big hit for the Northeast and for the Mid-Atlantic because of the strong winds and the heavy snowfall that is anticipated. Now, before I do get started, it is an honor that I'm here doing this tonight because in light of a serious anxiety attack that I've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks, ever since the last winter storm, it's really hit me hard, and I don't know what it has been that has caused that, but I'm glad I am back here. Just haven't been sleeping very well recently. Well, recently I've actually been getting a better rest here, but I'm really blessed and thankful that I am feeling way better today in time for this next big winter storm that is here, that is going to be developing. So it's an honor that I'm here for you all because I love you guys, miss you all so much. I really do feel bad that I wasn't live on the severe weather event that happened literally yesterday and the day before. I was aware of that, but I was just not motivated at all to do anything other than maybe do one YouTube video a day, and that was really about it. It's hit me very hard, so I'm glad I'm here with you all otherwise. So let's get started here and take a look at with what we are looking at here on the latest satellite imagery here on the GOES 19 satellite imagery. And what we have is, of course, warmer weather has finally returned to California. In fact, during my anxiety attack, it's been storming. I missed out on so much for us. The Sierras got almost 10 feet of snowfall. Literally in a week, 10 feet of snowfall in the higher elevations. Good news there for a lot of snow skier lovers that love to ski in this. Looking good over the next few days. More rain next week, but it doesn't look nothing to with what we had recently just a few days ago where it was just really stormy. Lots of rain, lots of wind, very low elevation snow. And now it's your guys' turn over here in the Northeast to get a big nor'easter. And it's all going to start here pretty much over the southeastern United States like all of these like to do. They always like to start somewhere, right? So they start over here and they really take off once they make that hard left turn northward. And that's what this one is going to be doing. So with that in mind, this is that's GOES 19. But what is really striking about this, and actually let's go to here. Yeah, let's go to here. Let's go to the radar forecast. That's what I was looking for. Then the snow amounts. So we'll look at this next. And then the wind. This is the wind and the jet stream. That's what we wanted. All right, so as we do play this through, all right, and we'll run this down location by location because this is definitely a big storm, an extraordinary storm, possibly even one of the bigger nor'easters that have occurred so far this season. You know, from the January storm, that was pretty big, but this one is going to be even bigger than that one, I strongly believe. So this is how it's all going to start off. So let's zoom out and look at the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh, which has done pretty good with our last storm in California. So that's why I'm pretty optimistic about this one. And other models have kind of went on to an agreement with this one. So overnight tonight, got some showers, got some thunderstorms over Georgia and the Carolinas. We got some good rainfall happening over West Virginia as well as the easternmost portion of Kentucky into Pennsylvania. We got a little bit of snowfall to deal with, but this is nothing, folks. This is nothing at all. And I'm sorry I'm laughing at you all or laughing at the storm system. Excuse me here, not trying to sneeze. There we go. Not trying to laugh, but man, this thing is going to transform into something pretty ominous. It's not going to be good. It really isn't. So as we go into tomorrow morning, we can see, yeah, we got some good rainfall coming down right here, but the colder air is on its way down too. And so a lot of this snowfall is going to get really hard as we go throughout the day Sunday. So for the Northeast here, if we take a look at the closer zoomed in view, you can see good rain here, maybe some thunderstorms over parts of Virginia and the Carolinas as this develops. But really, the timeline here is really beyond about lunchtime on Sunday for Eastern Standard Time. This is when the storm is going to explode big time. All right. And before I actually get further into this, for those that were watching my video this morning, sorry about the ugly looking hairdo. Literally, I got up late this morning, had to make a video, and then went to a science fair at a high school. So I was really just very busy today. So I am so sorry with the crazy hairdo here. Looks better, doesn't it? Doesn't it look better? It looks better, doesn't it? So that's what we have. That's what I had to deal with in the morning's video. So sorry about the crazy hairdo. Hey, sometimes we do have crazy hairdo days, right? So what is going to be a crazy hairdo day is going to be this storm system. If you're going out and about around New York City, you're going to have crazy hairdo by tomorrow night because the wind is going to be up there. And it's really going to be as we go into Sunday afternoon. Like, look at this. Look at the transformation. All rain in most of, say, New Jersey and Delaware. And then boom, shukalaka. That all filters into blue. Got light blue, medium blue, and then this dark blue here. I can't even see which state those are. Yeah, that is some really, really heavy snow. That is like off the charts heavy. That might even be a few inches of snow per hour. So very, very heavy snow right in here on the backside. We also have some good snow across the central and southern portion of New Jersey. And this is going to be around 6 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, so good news. This is over the weekend. No one's commuting home from work tomorrow because it's a Sunday, right? Not a lot of people work on Sunday, but not like a Monday through Friday time frame, right? And so hopefully, please stay home. Please don't go out and drive because this is really, really going to be bad, okay? The rain is not going to be all that bad, but once it turns over to snow, that's when we have problems. That's when we have spinouts, we have power outages, depending on how wet the snow actually is, and the wind is going to be whipping this snow around. It's not good at all. It really isn't going to be a good storm to deal with, okay? We also got a little bit of sleet, but I think this is overdone a little bit on the HRRR. I think it's going to be mainly just a snow to rain kind of thing. So if you're in this pink area, that's where it's going to be snowing pretty hard. And then look at this, dude. Look at this storm system. I mean, crap-a-moly. This thing is going to be bombing out. Literally, you even got some thunder snow moving in from the easterly direction around the surface low, which is going to be somewhere in here. Very, very good sting jet on the backside. Yeah, a sting jet. We're dealing with that, folks. A sting jet wrapping in on the backside. The winds could gust well over 40 to 50 miles an hour, even on shore, perhaps even close to 60 miles an hour on the backside of this. Wind gusts, we'll look at those in a second. They're looking extremely damaging right off the coast of Long Island as well as Nantucket, including for Rhode Island, including for Cape Cod. This is a phenomenal storm system. And look at once it starts snowing, say in New Jersey, man, this snow is not going to get any lighter until we get into Monday afternoon. That's when the snow gradually lightens up, and it won't be until probably Monday afternoon or evening when most of New Jersey is not going to be dealing with snow anymore. And then, of course, still over Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island and Long Island still dealing with some snow. But my gosh, this storm system. This thing is going to be a bomb house Mageddon type of storm system by all means. And honestly, I'm glad I'm feeling a lot better here with no anxiety left in my chest because, boy, would I ever hate to have the anxiety in my heart right now for you all because I'd be like, I would not be motivated. And I'll explain more about that in a little bit towards the end of this stream on what do you mean? Well, how did you get it, David? We'll explain a little bit about that towards the end because that doesn't relate to this storm at all. All right, what does the NAM actually show? I'm curious because the 0Z NAM came in. So as we play through the NAM, snow here, also that transformation happens a lot earlier. So it's already snowing in New Jersey, as well as Maryland, most of Maryland, as well as Delaware, as early as Sunday lunchtime. So right around, say, noon to 1 p.m., it's snowing up here in central northern New Jersey, as well as Pennsylvania. And then look what happens here. By the time we go into, say, a Sunday night into Monday morning, man, that is some heavy snowfall. Serious snowfall. I don't even think you could see Long Island. I don't even think you could see Long Island at all. Sunday night into Monday morning, that is a very, 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 very heavy snow band that does develop. And look at that curly Q as well. I mean, this is a very, very strong bombing cyclone. Looks like a hurricane, doesn't it? It really does look like a hurricane. You have a little bit of a miniature eye wall on the northern side. Really not an eye wall, but like that convection is very heavy. And then you got the steam jet on the backside. Whew. This is going to be a storm system. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like on satellite once it does bomb out like this, because that is going to be a storm system and a half as that shapes up. And then, of course, the rest of the Northeast here, you could see still getting snow all the way even into Tuesday morning in parts of Maine. So, yeah, you could see how this really evolves as we play this through. For those that are wondering, I mean, look at that. Look at the transformation on that. That thing really just goes gangbusters. Watch this. Boom. It really just bombs out. You could really see that bombing shaping up. All right, what about the air pressure? I wanted to show you all this too really quickly. So the surface pressure, let's actually go to here. Yeah. So the surface pressure, look how this deepens very quickly. Really deepens. Boom. That really takes off. We got 965 millibar low off the coast of Long Island as well as Nantucket by Monday morning. That is very strong. And then could get even a little lower, probably down to 963 millibars by the early afternoon of Monday. So yeah, this is a big system. This is a system to take pretty seriously in all instances because of how strong the pressure gradient is going to be. The precipitation is just going to be horrific out of this. It is going to be a dangerous system. It really is. And I really hope and pray that people are ready for this, because this is a storm system to not mess with, including Megan. Yeah, you don't want to see snowfall totals in your area. It's pretty bad, actually. It's probably the worst I've ever seen it in Maryland. We'll be looking at that here in a little bit. But looking at the snowfall totals on the HRRR model, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's 2 feet of snowfall in Delaware. Parts of Maryland, like Easton, Maryland to the north, could get 2 feet of snowfall out of this. And look at right in here in southern New Jersey, maybe 24 to 30 inches of snowfall. That is over 2 feet of snowfall in that area. And this is Kachira. The 10-in-1 ratio is pretty similar as well. Keep that in mind right in here. The 10-in-1 ratio and the Kachira giving out similar amounts, which means there's going to be 2 feet of snowfall. Even if it's a wet snow or a dry snow, it is going to be 2 feet of snowfall in these areas. Central southern New York as well as eastern Pennsylvania, we're looking at about 18 to 24 inches of snowfall. We're looking at 16 to 24 inches of snow in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, maybe 24 inches. Boston, Massachusetts, hear this out, could see up to 36 inches of snowfall. 36 inches of snowfall out of this winter storm. That is 2.5 feet. No, wait. No, that is 3 feet of snowfall. Excuse me there. 3 feet of snowfall potentially. I don't think that's going to happen, but my gosh, 3 feet of snowfall. That is a lot of snowfall. Not as much as parts of the Sierra have been dealing with. Yeah, Megan, by the way, we got 9 feet of snowfall in the mountains just alone in the last 4 or 5 days. All the storms that we've gotten recently had snow down to 500 feet in some areas. Yeah, it got pretty cold here. But now it's your guys' turn to get your own share of wintry weather as well. So what does the NAM show? Let's look at the NAM. Actually, you know what? We're going to move on forward because this is going to be included in the next set here. Come on. This likes to load slow. All right, so that's that. Let's look at the wind, because the wind is going to be a big deal with this. Very big deal. So this is the Northeast. So here is New Jersey, Long Island, New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Nantucket, Cape Cod, and then Delaware, Maryland down here. Watch these winds. Watch these winds. This thing really gets yucky. Very strong. Got 30 to 40 mile an hour winds over parts of Chesapeake Bay, across Delaware, as well as parts of Maryland. Winds here really exploding, especially right along the coast here of Long Island, as well as City Island. This includes for Massachusetts, Rhode Island. Boy, these northeasterly winds here, this is going to be pretty destructive. These are sustained winds. If we just look at the surface, yeah, surface winds here close to 60 miles an hour. Actually, those could be 60 mile an hour winds off the coast of Long Island. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's 75 mile an hour winds. Yeah, 75 mile an hour winds right here, right off the coast. That is very strong. That's hurricane force winds. Backside got hurricane force winds as well. And of course, the clean surface wind gives us a little bit higher numbers, 80 knots at around 200 to 300 feet above the surface. That is pretty strong for a winter storm. Wind gusts here, yeah, I'm not lying when I say this. I'm not lying. There's a little bit of an area that could have wind gusts over 90 miles an hour, 90 to even 95 miles an hour. Yeah, if that makes its way on shore, good luck finding your trash can. Good luck getting the power back on, because I'm sure the power is going to be out for a while if any of these more extreme wind gusts move on shore. That is pretty damaging. Man, that is really, really, that's not good. Not good at all. That is some very strong wind. Here's the NAM. Let's see what the NAM shows. Oh, yeah, see, the NAM even wants to squeeze out 70 to 85 mile an hour wind gusts over Cape Cod. And then the backside rolls through. Yeah. So there is agreement here that winds are going to be a big deal with this. Interesting, the Euro is not very aggressive with the wind gusts there in New York, but still showing gusts actually 70 to 80, maybe close to 90 over Nantucket. So actually pretty aggressive here, even on the Euro deterministic forecast. Wind gusts over Maryland, perhaps 50 to 70 miles an hour, perhaps, especially right along the coast of Chesapeake Bay. It's where you can get the strongest winds. But yeah, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. And here's another model that I like to use too. This is the RFS model. This is the experimental model, even showing near hurricane force winds. Man, that is, just look at that. That is a mighty storm system. There's no wind gusts on this model. Precipitation-wise, yeah, look at all the snow with this. So this is going to be Sunday afternoon all the way, actually Sunday morning in some areas, to going all the way through Tuesday. Yeah, look at that. How much snow does this model actually have? I'm curious. Yeah, so the RFS model, yeah, maybe 2 feet. 2 feet. So there's agreement here. All of the models show 2 feet of snowfall. 2 feet of snowfall. That's very aggressive. That's very high for a populated area. So now you're probably wondering, why is there going to be so much snow? Why is this storm going to be bombing out so quickly like this? You know, a lot of people ask me that question, like, what's behind all of this, David? Is it the temperature gradients? Is it like, what is it? Why is a surface low even going to develop? Well, it has to do with the upper level dynamics. So meteorologists, I'm not a certified meteorologist, but I sure know what I'm talking about most of the time. At least I try, right? We look at the upper level jet stream. All right, this is where jet planes fly. This is where most of our weather actually happens, because this here determines what goes on at the surface, okay? The atmosphere is in fluid form. When you, basically, if you vacuum water, or if you spread water out, like maybe let's just say you're swimming in a pool and you're trying to move water away from you. Well, you're actually lifting more water beneath that to fill in that void. So what we have here is, as we play this through, what we're going to see here is a little impingement of vorticity advection over the Missouri Valley. This is for tonight. Excuse me. Man, excuse me. Hey, I wasn't sneezing during this whole panic attack that I had a week ago, so it's nice for me, my senses are back. So as we go into Sunday morning, this trough right here, you can see it, this little nice good lobe. Okay, this is a jet, or this is the polar trough that comes down. And then, of course, this is where you have a lot of your upper level divergent flow aloft. Okay. And so actually, let's go over to this product right here, because this is going to give us an idea too. We'll look at the winds here, but watch this. See how that just rotates? And then you get a very big amount of vorticity advection. Right here, kind of a backwards L right here. This is a very classic signature for a rapidly maturing upper level disturbance in the upper parts of the atmosphere. And so when we go back and look at our upper level winds, look at that jet stream right there. That really gets kicking over the deep south, over Alabama, over Georgia, over the Carolinas. And then what you see then, as this becomes more negatively tilted, right? So when we talk about a negatively tilted trough, we talk about it tilted in this fashion. This is more positively tilted right here. And as we go forward, this becomes more negatively tilted. So what you end up seeing here is a very, very strong jet streak that races across Georgia, the Carolinas, and then out across the Atlantic. And as that happens here, you get upper level divergent flow. So it's when you essentially have a fast river of moving air here and it slows down rapidly, you get actually cyclostrophic imbalance. So the wind wants to curve out like this, what we call a right or a left exit region. So see this flow right here, it curves out. It does this. So then down here is more of your anticyclonic flow. And I know it doesn't look anticyclonic, but your flow does kind of like this. Then it's kind of neutral here, then it becomes more cyclonic here. It's this area right in here, okay, where we have very good baroclinic deepening, a great, mix my words up there. That's a very favorable area in a jet stream like this to get a lot of surface pressure falls, air mass response. The air mass at the surface responds rapidly because of this jet streak that comes into the region. So what you end up seeing here is by Sunday afternoon, look at this. Look at that. That is a very, very strong trough. That is very, very strong. You got a very strong jet streak here at over 130 knots. 130 knots here at 18,000 feet. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal right there. And so you could imagine when you look at your 700 millibar flow, there you go. There's your surface low rapidly developing. 850 millibar flow, very strong as well, wrapping tightly around that low pressure system. So that is why this is going to be a big, big problem. That's a 140 knot jet encroaching onto the system. So your heights fall rapidly, and you'll see that here when we look at the height chart. Look at just all that wind energy. That is how you get a bombing cyclone. That's exactly the scientific measurement behind that. So we could also look at lights and surface pressures. So take note, there is your surface low that develops down here. Very similar position than what we had back in January, right? We remember all that low pressure really taking off very quickly off of Cape Hatteras. We remember that pretty well, right? I haven't forgotten about it because I was there for it when I was live. But watch what happens. See this divergent flow? See how the heights do this? Boom, 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 boom. See how they separate? Yeah, you're diverging the flow aloft here. You're lowering the pressures at the surface and beginning a ageostrophic imbalance. So watch what happens. Look at this. Look at this low takeoff. Boom! Say it with me, folks. Say it with me. Boom! It's booming. That's what it's doing. It's booming. It's even more prevalent on the NAM. Look at that. Look at that low. Look at that low right there. That is a very, very, very deep cyclone. Yeah. That's the processes that take place with these systems, is when you get upper level flow that is very divergent, you can see, yeah, that's a 140 knot jet. Holy smokes. Man, yeah, that is a very strong, that's a lot of energy. That is a lot of energy for that low to rapidly deepen like that. Man, wow, that is deep. That is very, very deep. Sheesh. So that's why I am really concerned, very concerned about this, as that is very deep. Upper level divergent flow aloft, it is just going to be perfect. It is going to be a spectacle once it happens. But for the people that are getting impacted by this, and not going to be very fun. Not going to be very fun at all. So snow amounts, depending on what model you actually look at. This is the NAM 3 kilometer, the 0Z output, showing anywhere between about 1.5 feet to 2 feet. Some areas could get 2 feet of snow in Massachusetts. Parts of New Jersey could get 30 inches of snow. Eastern Pennsylvania could get 30 inches of snow. We got 25 inches. So that's 2 feet right there. Downtown New York, 23 inches. Yeah, maybe even 24 inches. So yeah, 2 feet of snowfall in downtown New York City. Yeah, you don't see that. You have not seen that in a while. So this would be lovely news. This would be lovely. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it wouldn't be lovely for a lot of you. If you're not liking the snow, yeah, this won't be your snowstorm, unfortunately. If we look at the national blend of models, yeah, this gets my attention right here. This is a very big attention-grabbing part of the live stream. The national blend of models. This is from the NWS. This is what the National Weather Service uses. Take a look at these snowfall totals. Yeah, this is not hype casting. This is not a model that we don't rely on. No, this is from the national blend. 33 inches of snowfall in central southern New Jersey. We've got even 36 inches in parts of Boston, Massachusetts, as well as Rhode Island. That is 3 feet of snowfall. Are we threatening 3 feet of snowfall? I sure hope not. That's a lot of snowfall. Even up here in parts of, let's see what that is over there. Hold on. Yeah, central New York, definitely getting a lot of snow there. Yeah, that is, golly, that is not far to the west of Albany, New York. Not far to the west of Albany, New York. Yeah, 35 inches. 35 inches of snow. That is quite a bit of snowfall from the national blend. So, yeah, this is gonna be a very highly impactful storm by all means. But I mean, I've not seen this much snow on a national blend of model in ages. It's been a while. Definitely well over a foot of snow. If you're in this maroon red color here, this expands all the way across southern central portion there of Maine, all the way down into Massachusetts, Rhode Island, as well as Nantucket, parts of, I mean, this is big. This really is. 24 inches over Easton, Maryland. So yeah, Megan, you're getting 2 feet of snowfall with this winter storm based on the national blend. That's what that is showing. And then the GFS, yeah, GFS is pretty aggressive as well, still showing about 18 to 24 inches of snowfall, maybe up to 25 inches of snowfall with this winter storm. Okay. And that's a lot. And then the Appalachians could get maybe 18 inches. So yeah, big bombing snowstorm cyclone is expected here over the Northeast. Now let's talk about the National Weather Service tool here. I love using this. I've been using this actually for a while. So let's actually take a good look at this, So the expected amount here, this is what the National Weather Service is expecting, most likely case scenario here, 23 inches in many areas. So we've got Tabernacle, New Jersey, 21 inches, so about 2 feet of snowfall. Joint Base, New Jersey, 22 inches of snowfall expected there. Let's go to west. This is Freehold, New Jersey, 23 inches. New York City here getting on this model 17 to 20 inches. I think it's going to be more than that. I really think it's going to be more like at least 24 inches. And then most of Long Island here, like Brentwood, New York, 20 inches of snow. And then over here, Boston, Massachusetts, 19. We got 20 inches of snowfall expected. We've got Providence, Rhode Island, 21 inches of snowfall. That's a lot. And then even in the Appalachians here, there could be 21 inches. That's about 2 feet. Now, that's the expected amount, folks. Do you really want to see the high-end amount? Yeah, I bet you all want to see the high-end amount because this is from the National Weather Service. This is a very, very concerning forecast. It really is. And so in Dover, Delaware, 31 inches. 31 inches of snowfall. That is incredible. And then Toms River, New Jersey, 35 inches of snowfall. Again, according to the National Weather Service, and I'm not lying, I'm literally using their model, their probabilistic precipitation portal website. It's a NOAA National Weather Service thing. And they're predicting over 30 inches of snow on the high-end forecast in southern New Jersey. And you can see it right here. Look at that. Let me actually make my cursor a little smaller. Yeah, 38 inches. Look at that, 38.1 inches. Yeah, 38 inches. Oh, that is over 3 feet. That is over 3 feet. And then over here in Homestead, in most of Long Island, maybe 30 to 35 inches. Even New York City, 30 inches of snowfall on the high-end forecast. But that's not all. Let's go to Connecticut. 20 inches. We got 26 inches. Plainfield, 26 inches. And then look at this. This is in Mansfield, Massachusetts, 36 inches. Oh, man, almost 39 inches? Damn, man, 39 inches. That is a lot of snow. A lot of snowfall in about a 2-day period. And then Cape Cod here, about 2 feet of snow. Nantucket, 16 to maybe 19 inches. And again, that would really depend on that rain snow line where that transition zone actually is. Because that will really mean the difference between 1 foot of snow and 3 feet of snow in other areas. But it is really in this area that's going to have a lot. Hunter, New York, 15 to 27 inches of snowfall expected there. Let's see, Harrisburg, 4 to 13 inches. So tons and tons of snow here along the northeast coast. This is going to be a big, 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 big storm. And if you think that is it, look at the water equivalent. Again, a lot of this will be in the form of snow. Most of it will. Look at the high-end forecast. 3 inches of equivalent water content in the snowfall. Yeah, now you're going to say, wow, that is a lot of water, man. 3 inches in Plymouth of QPF amounts. Yeah, that's a lot of snow in a water equivalent. All right, but again, lots of snow. Now, ice, let's see the ice forecast. No ice is expected, so that's good. So it's going to be just a big blockbuster snowstorm nonetheless. Therefore, in accordance, there we go. You guys can see that really well, right? So in accordance to looking over all the models, getting as a clear picture as I can of what we're dealing with here, I have issued an extreme storm warning for easternmost portion of Virginia, for eastern portion of Pennsylvania, for eastern Maryland, for Delaware, for New Jersey, for southern New York, for as well as Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, as well as southern Vermont, New Hampshire, and southern Maine. Again, an extreme storm warning means winds could gust over 65 miles an hour, or rain amounts of at least 2¼ inches, or snow amounts 24 inches or greater, or storm duration. So that's what we're dealing with here. It's going to be snow-driven extreme storm risk here for the Northeast. So if you're in the pink here, you need to be prepared for the potential for blizzard conditions and the potential for power outages that could last quite a bit of a long time here in these areas. And again, this is, by the way, copyright protected. So the graph that I have here that you see on your screen cannot be recreated. This was established by me literally about 2 months ago. And this is not affiliated to the National Weather Service. This is not affiliated to Ryan Holyall's weather alerts, because he has his own weather alert system. This is all done and made by me. This is my own declaration on what is needed for a product. All right. So I have issued you all under a storm advisory in yellow, and that means, well, one of the following here. Not everything here has to happen, but at least one or two of the following. It could be 35-mile-an-hour winds, ½ inch of rain, or 3 inches of snow, or storm duration 6 hours or greater. That's basically how it works here. But yeah, red or pink, boy, I'm telling you, it's ugly. It's looking very, very bad. Ice amounts, not going to be expected though. But yeah, definitely a lot of snow. Okay, man, that was a long discussion, almost a 40-minute discussion. I did want to show you all. Oh, yeah, let's go to windy here. Let's go to windy again. I forgot to show you this. Windy.com, my favorite program that I like to use here. And let's look at waves, because the surf is going to be bad with this storm. Wait until you see this. There goes your surf. Really takes off. Look at that. So your surf along the coast here, anywhere between 10 to 15 feet. Cape Cod here, getting some very high surf. And look at that. Yeah, see Cape Cod? 20 to 30 foot waves. Some breakers well over 30 feet, 35 or even 40 foot breakers in Cape Cod. So big time issues here for high surf, even some flooding, and yeah, coastal flooding, that sort of thing. And then of course over here, waves shouldn't be too bad because the wind is going to be mainly offshore here with the system. But man, it's going to be pretty rough going along the Boston coastline as well as in Maine and New Hampshire. Those waves are going to be awfully tall. So that's that. Let's actually look at I want to show you all the winter storm severity index here as well. Yeah, see, this really kind of goes along with what I just said here on this map. Yeah, right here. So, yeah, see this purple right here? That purple, extreme impacts. Expect substantial disruptions to daily life, extremely dangerous or impossible driving conditions. Travel is not advised. Extensive and widespread closures and disruptions to infrastructure may occur. Life-saving actions may be needed. Yeah, that's the purple area right here. That covers pretty much all of Long Island, most of New Jersey down to the south, and even for parts of Pennsylvania here. under that. Philadelphia, under an extreme impact of this winter storm, then major impacts to extreme impacts here over Cape Cod, Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, that goes to show you this is a very dangerous storm. And then, of course, Easton, Maryland, under a major to maybe extreme impact as well from this winter storm. So that really goes kind of with this, really similar confidence in the forecast with what we're dealing with. See that, folks? Look at that. I did a pretty good job on that. Actually, I did. I actually did. So let's go to WeatherWise, because WeatherWise actually will show us latest weather alerts. So let's go to those. I'm getting new to this, so bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, here's the settings. That's what I wanted. Here we go. It's winter storm watch. Cool. Winter weather advisory. There we go. So, yeah, see this right here? There's a blizzard warning. Blizzard warning. And then, yeah, look at this right here. So, under the blizzard warning, can I even get this? Okay, that's the fullest I can make it. Yeah, so 1.2 million impacted, homes affected, 534,000 people. And then, of course, you can see any events. Disney's The Little Mermaid might not go too well. And that's happening through, looks like, actually through, yeah, that's tomorrow. I think that's tomorrow. Yeah, that is tomorrow. Yeah, so probably not good to go and see that. Unless you're right by where it's going to be happening. So, yeah, definitely pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So that blizzard warning goes all the way, and does this cover the same area? Let's see. Okay, now this is a different area. Yeah, population affected. Okay, that doesn't help out. But yeah, you get the idea that there's a lot of people that are under this blizzard warning. We got storm warnings. We got hurricane force wind warnings. Yeah, this is a storm system. And we got cameras. Yeah, we do got cameras. Hey, we do. We actually do. Oh, this is going to be great. We're going live on this. We're definitely going to need to go live on this tomorrow. Just a matter of how is this going to play out. Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to need to go live on this. Golly, yeah. Timing looks good. Timing doesn't look too bad, actually. So, yeah, we are definitely going to need to go live. Oh, yeah. Man. Yeah, cameras are right in it. Right smack down in this system. This is going to be perfect. This will be a good stream. It's going to be a good stream. So any questions, anybody? Any questions? Any questions about what we just talked about? That concludes our discussion, but we'll go into our Q&A for a little bit. If it has to do with my anxiety episode that I had, feel free to ask me that. I'm happy to answer those questions as well, from that to a winter storm. By the way, if you have not subscribed to the channel and you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help out a lot, folks. We're closing in on almost 72,000 subscribers. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. We're very close. We're very close to 100,000. So, yeah, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so, because yeah, we're going to be here answering your guys' questions about the snowfall, about just why is this going to be so bad and everything. Can we check INSO? I'm going to have my next INSO update on Tuesday, which, by the way, that almost hit 200,000 views. So you guys really loved that. So I'm going to be doing those probably once a week. I'm going to try to do once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks. So every 2 weeks, we'll probably make one. Because that really did get a lot of high demand. So that's good. That's great. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. How much is Philadelphia getting with this winter storm? Let's take a look. Excuse me. So Philadelphia is going to get about 30 inches on the high-end amount, which matches pretty darn well with what the HRRR is showing. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Almost 30 inches. Almost 30 inches in Philadelphia. Is the snow going to be wet, heavy, or fluffy? Based on temperatures, initially it's going to be more than likely a wet snow. And then once the colder air really comes in behind it rapidly, it's going to be more of that drier snow. I wouldn't say it's going to be entirely, but I would actually have to look at the ratios on the College Dew page on COD, because that is going to give us a better rough estimate. So let's go over to COD, and let's go over to snow ratios, because okay, they don't have it on here. Okay, so you know what? Let me do something here, because this is not giving me the right sector. So let's do NAM. Interesting. Okay, so this is not going to give us what I was hoping for. So this is, yeah, okay, this is going to, yeah, snow liquid ratio. So the ratio overall here is going to be about a 12 to about a 11 to 14 ratio is what we're thinking. So it is going to be a somewhat fluffy snow, but it's going to be a little more on the drier side than the 10-1 ratio, especially right in here for Monday morning, because the temperatures cool down. It should be a little bit more drier. We got a 14 up here, but down here to the south, it's more of a 10-1 ratio. Over here in Cape Cod, it looks to be more of a wetter snow. So yeah, you got like 7, 6, 7. So like a 7-1 ratio right there. Thank you, Audigy, for the Tropical Storm member. So that's what this is showing. Oh, wait. You got, there we go. Sorry about that. I thought you guys saw that. So if you guys didn't see that, here we're looking at 12 to 14. 12 to 14 ratio of snow throughout most of the event with this winter storm. Okay, so how bad is New York City going to get? Oh, it's going to get bad in New York City. All bets are off on that. New York City, it's going to be pretty bad. Pretty bad. The HRRR plays out like it is, and the NAM is on board with that. Yeah, New York is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Do you think the blizzard could extend west towards Philadelphia or not, really? That is mainly wind-driven, so let me actually look at that. Man, you are really close to that blizzard warning, actually. So it is a very slim possibility they might do it. It is a non-zero chance. But I mean, you're like literally. I mean, you're literally in Philadelphia. Let's click on Philadelphia. Right here. No blizzard warning, and then literally you cross the border. You literally need to cross the border. And what river is that? It's got to be... Maybe someone could tell me what river that is. Sorry. Oh, wait. Delaware Bay, probably the Delaware River something, or the Philadelphia River. Either way you put it, you go across the river, it is going to be a blizzard warning. So I would kind of say, for the sake and sane, because of the densely populated area, I would put you under a blizzard warning. Just because of the densely populated area. And you are looking at blowing snow. So I would say definitely a blizzard warning could be issued by tomorrow. Or literally in the next few hours. But it's really done by wind. It's all about wind impacts. What are the snow totals for just across the river from Philly? So going across the river, the snow totals there, if we look at the high-end amount, that's what most of the models are going for. We're looking at 29 to 32 inches. 29 to 32 inches of snow. David, what does the 850 millibar zonal wind anomaly mean? Oh, if you're referring to INSO, that is just saying, are the winds at 850 millibars? So if it's positive, it's westerly. So the trade winds are typically weaker than normal. And then at times you get these westerly winds that move in. And then on the blue, or if depending on what map you actually look at, it could mean different things. But if it's negative, it's stronger than normal trade winds at 850 millibars over the equator. So we use that to discern, okay, if the trade winds are really weak at 850 millibars, or not very strong at, say, at the surface, your El Nino is going to be able to develop. And speaking of that, I know we're talking about the winter storm, but I have not looked at the sea surface temperatures in over 2 weeks since my last El Nino update. Oh, gosh. Wow. Yeah, this is really warming up. Dang, yeah, this is really warming up quickly. Man. Okay. See, it's been a while since I last saw this. Dang, that really has warmed up. I definitely headed into an El Nino. Definitely. Is West Springfield, Massachusetts going to get hit hard? Springfield, Massachusetts. On the high-end amount, you could get a foot and a half. About a foot and a half to maybe 2 feet. If we just look at the HRRR model, the raw model data, and go over to here, yeah, there's a possibility, a distinct possibility that you do get 2 feet. How many days would you think they close schools in New York City if it's going to be a long... Probably about 2 or 3 days they'll have schools closed because, 2 feet of snow is a lot. They'll have to plow roads and stuff. Can the storm shift west last minute? It can, but not by much. By maybe a few miles. We're pretty much set at this point. How much for Churchill, Maryland? Or wait. Yeah. Let me go over to Google on this one because Churchill is over there somewhere. So Churchill, Maryland, that's northern Maryland. You're looking at about 2 feet of snow, potentially 1.5 to 2 feet. That's what this model is showing. So yeah, definitely a lot of snow. But how's everybody's Saturday going? I am really, really happy to be here for you all, especially after not being very motivated to do anything over the last week and a half. It has been a very, very depressing. I don't know why. It's not about YouTube or anything. It's just something hit me, and I just could not get out of this anxiety spell. It was really, really bad. So bad that, I mean, that's why I skipped a couple of days on YouTube, because I did not have any motivation to do anything. And, you know, honestly, here's a little bit of a secret. All I wanted to do on those days was I need to get in the car and I need to drive. I just need to drive. I don't care where I drive to. I just need to drive. I need to get away. I need to move. I need to run. I need to do something. I need to get to the park. I need to go to Lodi Lake. I don't want to go home. It was just very, me just thinking about it is just, I hope to never experience anything like that again. And in fact, I was thinking about you all during that whole period. I was like, I just need to talk to my viewers. I need to go live and just talk to my viewers. That would help me out a lot, but I just couldn't because that motivation. Where do you think you can get thunder snow from this? Or you meant to say, where do you think we could get thunder snow from this? It is going to be in the right front quadrant. If we look at the Doppler radar forecast here, let's go to that. You can see right in here, there might be some thunder snow that tries to mix in there. Maybe in some banding-like features, there could be some thunder snow. There's a slim possibility. But could the storm shift south, if not west? There's a slim possibility it shifts a little more west by like 5 or 10 miles, but we're pretty much locked in with the track at this point. Thank you for that question, by the way. Rodney Morris, something like that. How much in Morristown, New Jersey? So Morristown, that is in northern New Jersey. You're looking at a lot of snow in that area. So northern New Jersey. Yeah, northern New Jersey, you could get 2 feet of snow on the high end. But I do miss you guys a lot. I'm very glad to be here tonight. I'm thankful. I really am. Because you guys should have seen me literally like Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I was panicking to the limit because I thought I did not sleep at all one night. I kept on waking up every hour to every couple of hours. It was just a nightmare. It was bad. It was really, really bad. My heart rate actually was like 130 at one point. How much for extreme northern Virginia? So the extreme northern Virginia could get about 9 to 15 inches of snow on the high end. Oh, thank you so much. You keep me company. I keep you company too. Now, here's a question for you all. Okay, I know this is not really related to the weather because I want to clear up my mind a little bit on this. Is it normal, okay? Is it normal to lose your appetite a little bit, to not be motivated, to want to drive off and just keep moving around, like walking when having a panic attack or an anxiety attack. I want to make sure that I'm not like making up stuff over here, which I'm not. Is that normal? Because I was asking ChatGPT about this. Like, is that normal? Like, why am I behaving the way I am? Space weather is bothering everyone. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's 100% normal the way you behaved. Yeah. All right. But I love you guys. I'm glad to be back. I really am. This would have, if it were a week ago today and this storm happened, I would be like, you probably would have not seen me live stream. I have chronic anxiety and it's very bad. Ooh, wow. New York City's gonna get buried. Yeah, I think so, with 2 feet of snow. Yeah, 2 feet of snow. And my mouth was very dry too. It was so dry that, don't get disgusting, folks. I was coughing up dry saliva. It was disgusting. It was bad. Like, I literally had to go like clear my throat because it was so dry. Even so, I drank a lot of water. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. How much snow in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania? Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. That's southern Pennsylvania. Yeah, you're looking at about 10 to 15 inches of snow. Cape May. There's a Cape May. Wow. Cape May. So Cape May, let's see. Cape May, New Jersey. Yeah, Cape May, New Jersey could get 30 inches on the high end. Let's see what else. Any questions? Does Weather Bell have zonal wind anomalies? Yes, they do. Edon Roma. Yes, they do. Coastal flooding. Oh yeah, coastal flooding for sure, especially across Cape Cod northward. How much for Allentown, Pennsylvania? So Allentown, Pennsylvania. I swore. There's Allentown. 20 inches. Belmer, New Jersey. Let's go to Belmer, New Jersey. That's right there along the coast. Yeah, you're looking at 30 to 40, no, about 25 to 40, 25 to 35 inches. How much for Harrington, Long Island? Thanks. So for the Harrington area, I'm going to give you a rough, because there's, Harrington Station. You're looking at about 25 to 35 inches of snow. Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to be live tomorrow I feel good about tomorrow because some of these anxiety, because now that I'm getting out of this phase, I could go in through some of the waves. Not bad, but like I might not be motivated for an hour, then I'll be super motivated. Like now tonight, I'm very motivated to live stream. But last night at this time, I don't think I was a little motivated. But it just comes in waves. It's just weird. It really is. How much do you think West Milford, New Jersey is going to get? West Milford. Man. These little towns probably. West Milford, New Jersey is up there in the northern end. You're looking at about 2 feet of snowfall. 1.5 to 2 feet of snowfall. So definitely a lot of snow. Definitely a lot of snow. Trenton, New Jersey. Okay. Trenton. So Trenton, New Jersey, you're looking at about, So Trenton, New Jersey, you're looking at about 20 to 30 inches of snow. 20 to 30 inches. What about snowfall in Baltimore City, Maryland? So Baltimore City and Maryland, you're looking at about 16 to 24 inches of snow. 16 to 24 inches of snow in Baltimore City, Maryland. David, you need to look at the cyclonic WX for El Nino. Yeah, see, that's good. A lot of people want me to do another El Nino update, but that's going to have to wait until I get the next update from Google. Not Google, from the NOAA PowerPoint. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That is... Wow. Yeah, you're not kidding. Wow. Already almost up to 2 degrees Celsius above average in the El Nino 1+2 region. That is substantial. Oh my gosh. That really jumped up. Man, in the last couple of weeks. A month ago, it was below average. Now it's well above average. Dang. Oh yeah, this El Nino this is going to be a strong El Nino this year. By summertime, Rhode Island could get about 2 feet of snowfall. Annapolis, if I said that correctly. Annapolis or Annapolis, something like that. You're looking at, let's see over here. You're looking at about 1.5 to 2 feet. But yeah, if you all are interested in my El Nino forecast, I will have another one out sometime this week, either on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Probably more like on Tuesday when the weather will be a little calmer to fit that in. Is 2 degrees strong? Well, what I use, Edon, is a 3-month mean relative average. So we're technically in a cold neutral state right now. A cold neutral. We're not in El Nino yet right now. What time is the stream with the cameras? I have not made a decision on that. Probably about 2 or 3 o'clock my time because I do have church in the morning. So, and it's only going to be me probably doing the streaming tomorrow unless either Nate or Easy will help with that. So it's... not that I don't have the motivation, but because I'm coming off of an episode, I'm just going to say episode, I'm not going to stream all night. I'm probably going to end it at like 9 or 10 o'clock my time because I don't want to go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I've had many rough nights going to bed, and I just don't want to chance on going to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning my time. So... unfortunately, this is going to be one of those unfortunate moments that I won't be able to stream all night on this winter storm just for my own health, well-being. Because believe me, it was not pretty. It was not pretty when I had one of these episodes. My hand was literally like this, you guys. Like literally, it was going like I was holding it straight out, and it was like, it's just like I could not keep it still. Crawford, New Jersey, please. Crawford, New Jersey. But at least I was able to get to Lodi Lake a lot last week to help keep my cool. So yeah, Crawford, New Jersey could get about 20 to 25 inches of snow, which, by the way, the episode that I had last week was not related to YouTube. It was not related to anything like that. It was probably related to built up stress because I have a big YouTube channel. That's probably what it was. Yes, I got Crawford already. So how about for Birdsboro, Pennsylvania? Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Let's check your heart rate really quickly. So Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Southeastern Pennsylvania, that is. So that's going to have about 18 to 24 inches of snow. Yeah, your heart rate's fine. It's at 90. Yeah, it's fine now. So, yeah. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is what the latest models are showing with that winter storm. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is going to be bombing out. Like, it's going to turn into something really big by tomorrow. And, like, look at how this just shapes up. It really just takes off. Look at that. It really bonifies, man. Brick, New Jersey, snow, please. Sorry, I'm trying to get to all the questions, everybody. Sorry. So, that area of New Jersey, you're looking at about, I would say I don't think there's going to be 35 inches. That's crazy. More like 20 to 25 inches is what I'm going with. Have your thyroid function checked too? That's what I was thinking. I asked ChatGPT about if it was my thyroid going a little crazy duty. It could have been. But, that's what I considered, but I asked ChatGPT and it said, no, it's just you have an anxiety. The sweet spot, I think, will be Tom's River. Yeah. Baymore, or... Oh, Bay 1. Bay 1, New Jersey. That's in the downtown area of New York. 28, you could get 20. Yeah, you could get 28 to about 30 inches of snow, actually. Bel Air, please. Bel Air. Let's go to Bel Air. Bel Air. That's a pretty town, actually. Pretty town name. So Bel Air could get anywhere between 16 to 24 inches on the high-end scale. Waterbury, please. Sorry, not trying to be like a pig over here. All right, so southern portion there of Connecticut, probably about 2 feet of snowfall. In Waterbury, Waterbury could get 2 feet of snowfall out of this. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Code or C3D. Glendon, please. Glendon. Oh, Glen Olden. Man, I feel jealous that you guys are getting all this snow. So that area of Pennsylvania, you're going to get like 2 feet of snowfall. Almost 2 feet of snowfall, that is. It's because that's way down here on the New Jersey area. So yeah, at least 2 feet, close to 2 feet. One more storm next week? That's a good question. Thank you for asking me that one. So there is another storm next week, but oh my gosh. One storm at a time. One storm at a time. Yeah, it looks like we're getting some good rain next week. Yeah, by the middle of next week, there is another storm. Oh, no. What about 3? There's 3. There's 1, there's 2, then there's 3. This one could be a big problem, though, right here. Ice storm. Well, looks like winter isn't done just yet. Man, yeah. So there's a couple more storms next week. Pretty stormy through most of next week for the Northeast. Yeah. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, please. Yes, sorry. So Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you're going to get about 1.5 feet of snow. That is the expected amount that you're anticipating to see in the Lancaster area. About 1 foot to 1.5 feet to maybe 2 feet. Maybe 2 feet. We shall see. I guess YouTube updated their chat coloring. Makes it looks a little nicer. It's more like light blue. I love that. Made the chat look a little nicer. What site is this that I'm using? This is the Snow Portal tool from the National Weather Service. I'll just send the link right in here in chat so you all can check that out. But that's what I use for my snow forecast analysis, because it's more interactive. And then if you click this down here, you could actually bring up like cities, and it'll give you like a drop down menu. What are the probabilities of seeing this? So the chances of, let's see, did this come in? Yeah. So basically, these areas in blue, very likely to get at least 18 inches of snow. Like in Massachusetts, Long Island, as well as the Toms River area. You have a pretty good solid whopping chance. Actually, there's a 42% chance that you do see 18 inches of snow. Almost a 50% chance up here near the Boston, Massachusetts area. So these are chances of seeing what? Who's going to see a foot? Well, there's a very likely chance that southeastern Massachusetts could see a foot of snow. Yeah, so that's what that is. This is a probability forecast of who's going to get what. A probabilistic, in other words. And then you can just go here and see, like, okay, these are your expected amounts. These are your low-end amounts. So basically, the low-end amounts are like, okay, you will see at least more than this. So like this is a 90% chance of seeing what? There's a 90% chance you'll see 2 inches of snow there in New Jersey. A 90% chance you'll see 5 inches, but look at this right over here. Somerset in Massachusetts, there is nearly a 90% chance that you'll see 9 inches of snow, meaning you're very likely to get a foot of snow out of this. Very likely. That's basically, there's like a 1 in 10, then a 9 in 10 chance. Like a 10% to 90% chance. Snow Hill, Maryland. Snow Hill, Maryland is going to see probably about 1.5 feet, potentially. Look at all that snow. That's the raw model data. That's the raw model data. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. could get a foot of snowfall out of this. Very close. Like 6 to 12 inches. Actually, no, wait. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah. Actually, more like 10 to 15 inches. It depends on what model I was referring to, that the HRRR model, the NAM, showing less than that. But there's a possibility you could get over a foot, maybe 1.5 feet. When is this expected to develop? So let's look at the timing of this. So really, tomorrow morning, there will be a little bit of snow coming down, according to the NAM, across parts of the Northeast. And then it really takes off, really, by about lunchtime for your local area, lunchtime for Eastern time zone, 9 o'clock in the morning for me. Snow's going to start picking up in northern New Jersey. Most of Pennsylvania is going to get some decent snow. And then really, by about 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and midnight for the Northeast, it's all hell breaks loose. Really, all hell will break loose by Monday early morning. Moderate to heavy snowfall is anticipated. This is bad. This is really from about the mid-afternoon hours and beyond. It is looking like a snow frenzy out there. And look at it. It looks like a hurricane. Look at that. I mean, look at that. It's just crazy. Just super crazy. That is a storm to not mess with. Until Monday, they're saying, yeah. Monday night, probably, in some areas. Especially with northeastward extent. The ground is still wet from the last one. Yep. Yeah, look at that, dude. Look at that, folks. It's Mother Nature's fault that this has to happen. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it is, actually. Also, I wanted to show you guys something really cool here about the dynamics. Yeah, look at this. If you want to see how storms actually form, look at the low-level temperatures. Look at this. You got colder air coming in out of the north. See this? Cold air out of the north. And that's going to be the big thing with this. Decent cold air advection here. You got warmer air advection here coming in out of the southerly direction. Do you see this, folks? That is what's going to get this storm going very quickly. Watch what happens. See that colder air rushing in on the backside? You can see it right here. It's like a supercell. It really looks like that supercell look. You got the RFD here. You got the forward flank. Yeah, you got the forward flank up here to the north. It is just it's a spectacle of a storm. It really is. And look at how that colder air wraps all the way around. Look at that. Man, that is a storm in itself. Jeez, you could even see the swirling out of this. What in the heck? Look at this. You could literally see the swirling. Some of the warmer air actually getting entrained. That is cool, actually. That is really cool. Yeah, no wonder why. No wonder why. Yeah, that's a vortex for sure. Oh, yeah. It's a beast of a vortex. Yeah, look, the winds on the northern side of that coming in out of the east in the low levels, 100 knots at 5,000 feet. That's pretty destructive right there. That is, yeah, almost 100 knots even at 2,000 feet above the surface. That is very bad. That is very destructive. Oh, yeah. Man. Ooh, I cannot wait to see this on satellite. I cannot wait to see this on satellite. This is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful storm once it does. Nice, good steam jet on the backside of that. Nice, good warm front. Nice, good occlusion coming in on the backs or in the front quadrant. Wow. That is a system. That's a system that I dream for. That literally is. I don't want it to happen, but that is the perfect system. I love Cyclogenesis. I love Cyclogenesis at work. I just do. It's amazing. It really is. Yeah, your winds on the southern side of that too. 80 knots? Man. How long till you log off of the live? It's about 8 o'clock now, probably in about 30 minutes. I try to make these about an hour and 45 to 2 hours long, just to interact with a lot of you guys. I don't want to just be like, all right, I'm doing all the talking. Goodbye, you guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. No, I like to get to questions and stuff. Yeah, those are damaging winds. Yeah, this is your steam jet right here. Right on the backside. See that little... That is your steam jet. Rapidly coming in on the backside of that low. That's textbook right there. That's a textbook bombing cyclone. Yeah, see this 500 millibar jet? That's what I like right there. Good upper level divergent flow like that. Air is just doing this, folks. It's going boop. It's going out, out, out. Like right now I'm pulling air away from the center here and air has to come up from beneath. Let's go to Hanover, Maryland. So Hanover, Maryland, near Baltimore, you're looking at around 1.5 feet of snow to 2 feet. Yeah, you're looking at about 1.5 to 2 feet of snowfall. Southern Maine, please. So southern Maine could get about 6 to 12 inches of snow. 6 to 12 inches of snow. I think there's going to be way more than that just because it doesn't go out that far, the model, for some reason. So I think... yeah, so southern Maine could get a foot of snow. Around a foot of snow. But it depends on what model you actually use. So this is a complete model run. So about a foot to a foot and a half. How about Edison, New Jersey? Edison, New Jersey. So Edison, New Jersey, you're right up in here. Depending on the model, probably about 2 feet. I'm about 2 feet of snowfall. Edison over there. Yeah, about 2 feet. Can you check my area for the storm, please? Zip code is this. Since you did donate, I will be happy to do that for you. 1345.2. 45.2. Okay, so you need a... okay. Is it in New York? Is it Jamaica? Is it 175th Street, Jamaica? Giving me the same general area, I would probably say yes, just because it's in the Long Island area. I'm assuming that's where it would be. I hope so, because that's what it's giving me. So that area, you're looking at about 25 to 32 inches of snow. 25 to 32 inches of snowfall. Yeah, you're going to get your snowplow out. If you don't, I will make you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, you're definitely going to get snow. Your snow is going to start as early as probably about 9 or 10 in the morning. Getting some flakes there. And once it snows, hoo ha 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 ha, it's going to snow for a while. Bartender, I always set the bartender, okay? West of Albany, upstate. Okay. West of Albany, upstate. Okay. Okay, so that is... it's not giving, it's weird. Bronx, let's see, where's Bronx at? It's not near Albany. Just, okay, it's west of Albany. You're just so you told me you're just west of Albany. That's close enough. So for that area, sorry if I couldn't get that because it's not working off of Google Maps, because Google Maps is Google Maps. But in my personal opinion, you're looking at about 17 to 24 inches. 18 to 24 inches at least. 18 to 24 inches. Montgomery County, New York. Montgomery County, New York. Ooh, not far to the west of Albany either. Utica. So for that area, you are looking at about a foot of snow. 12 to 18 inches. Can you look at Southern Maryland? So Southern Maryland, you are looking at about, so just how far south? Salisbury, about 25 inches, but further south, it's going to be more like about 6 to 18 inches of snow. That came from Spark, by the way. Thank you for that. Summit, New Jersey. Summit, New Jersey. So for Summit, New Jersey, you're looking at about a couple of feet. A couple of feet. By the way, if you guys are new to the channel, you guys love the content that you see here that I provide on this fantastic Saturday night on the 21st of February, 2026. We're going to be live tomorrow, of course, on this. I don't know how long, but it will certainly be about 4 or 5 hours. I'm going to try keep my composure up there in the wake of a episode that I had. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but it has kind of waned my motivation a little bit. So I will be live tomorrow. But if you guys do find these live streams, these videos very helpful, detailed, informative, and life-saving, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. It really does. Because I so enjoy doing these. Every morning I wake up out of bed and I'm like, oh, I got to make my video. Shoot. It's like, oh, it's 8:06 in the morning. Not literally 8:06 in the morning, but it's like every morning when I get up, I'm like, oh, time to get up and make a video for you all. Because you guys keep me motivated. You guys literally do. Except with the episode that I had. I was not motivated. I could not think straight. It was really, really bad. This is the snow portal website that I use, but I also use Weatherbell, Pivotal Weather, windy.com, COD. I use so many websites. It's incredible. Some people even call me the weather genius because I have some websites that people don't even use in their videos. It's the craziest thing. Like people have not used this. I think I'm the only YouTuber that uses this snow map, this interactive snow map. I felt like I was one of the first to discover it too. The radar says it's supposed to start snowing at 5 a.m., but I don't know. Yeah, it can be finicky. Sometimes the storm app, it'll tell you it's going to snow this time and this time, which, by the way, it did pretty good with our last storm. We got 4 inches of rain here. Literally 4 inches of rain in a couple of days. Our basement's flooded, by the way. Still water coming through the walls because it's delayed usually by a few days. So once the rain actually stops, the worst is yet to come in the basement with the water flooding in. We had a lot of rainfall. Roads were flooded here. It was just, it was bad. It was bad. And that combined with my episode, bad became even badder. But I am very thankful that I'm here tonight. By the way, subscribe if you guys have not already. We are 20 subs away from 71.5K, folks. So thank you guys for supporting the channel, even during the slightly hot times. So that means I'm going to have to make a video in the morning, probably, and get that out by like 10:30 in the morning again, or 10 in the morning, and then go live in the... Oh, no, I can't. Shoot! I got church. Never mind. And I'm not waking up early in the morning. I'm going to listen to my body. What my body wants me to do, I'll do it. If it wants me to sleep for 8 hours, I'll do 8 hours. If it wants me to sleep 10 hours, I'll do 10 hours. But that's why I go live tomorrow for a few hours. At least for like 4 or 5 hours. So if I go live like at, say, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, now let's do 3. I'll be live until 9 o'clock at night, at least. How much is Manchester, New Hampshire going to get? So New Hampshire, Manchester, where are you, Manchester? There you go. 12 to 18 inches of snow, Manchester, New Hampshire is expected to get. So you're going to get some good snow. Get some good snow. Holdell, New Jersey. So that's right down in here. Yeah. So, yeah, you might get a couple of feet. Well, definitely a couple of feet at least. Definitely 24 inches, maybe 24 to 30 inches. Thank you for the $5 donation. I really appreciate the donation. I really do. Okay. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Cherry Hill. There's all these hills. Maybe once in a long time ago, they had a hill named Cherry with cherries on top, I guess. So, yeah, maybe about 2 feet of snow. That's just to the east of Pennsylvania. Yeah, maybe 2 feet of snowfall. Build me a snowman. No, I'm just kidding. Union, New Jersey totals. Ooh. Union, New Jersey totals. Union, New Jersey totals. You're looking at around 2 feet of snowfall. NWS just issued a winter storm warning for me in Center, Colorado. Wait, Center County, Colorado. Oh, wait, Center County, Pennsylvania. Uh-oh. Thank you for the $5 donation, by the way. So Center... Center... Probably the extension. They extended another winter storm warning for that area. It's crazy. In Pennsylvania, too. That goes to show with this map right here. If you guys see the map, that is my own weather product map that I have created. What do you guys think? How do you guys like it, actually? This is not official warnings or watches from the National Weather Service. This is actually all hand decided, created, and thought out by me. Literally. Washington, D.C., definitely under a storm to extreme storm warning, so you could see certainly 1.5 feet or 2 of snow. Quaketown, Pennsylvania snow amounts. Quaketown. So Quaketown, Pennsylvania, that's way over there. Man, God, that's way up. So that's over here near Allentown. About 1.5 feet. About 1.5 feet of snow you're looking at. What's up, Larry? How are you doing? How's everyone's night? Are you guys going to stay up all night and wait for the snowstorm to come? Mess up your bed schedule? I'm just kidding. This is mine. This is my sleep that I got oops. Yeah, this is my sleep that I got last night. I got some good sleep. Can you zoom in a little bit? Yes. Yeah, this darker red area, that is 38 inches. on the high end. That's a lot. Your custom map, simple and easy to understand. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it very much. But again, just understand the bullet points means or. Okay, doesn't mean all of these have to be there for a storm watch. All of these have to be here for a storm warning. It just, you could have 55 mile an hour wind gusts and nothing else, and it's a storm warning. You could have rain amounts up to 1.25 inches and nothing else, and it's a storm warning. Or you could have 18 inches of snow expected and nothing else, and it's a storm warning. One of the following, at least two of them, usually two of them: wind, snow, rain, or wind, severe weather outbreak, flooding likely, this and that, you know. Hey, some of my loyals are here, the night crew. Hey, IA Coral, how are you doing? Attleboro. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Pretty bad for that area. So, Attleboro. Yeah. Attleboro is going to get swamped. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Attleboro is going to get 36 inches of snow on the high end. Woohoo! You're going to get 36 inches. No, not so exciting, depending on how you look at it. Thank you so much. Good. I came to watch you live. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all being here supporting me. We're literally 5 subs away from 71.5, folks. A miniature little milestone. But wow, I'm going to get that reward by the end of this year. That's my prediction. Depending on how hurricane season pans out, you know. Really will depend. The Atlantic is not looking very busy this year. That's my prediction. However, the East Pacific could be pretty busy because of El Nino. It means next winter for my area could be a big one. More big storms. Rockaway Beach. Rockaway Beach, New Jersey. Rockaway Beach, New Jersey. So that's northeastern New Jersey. Yeah. Okay, got to slow down for a second. So Rockaway is northwestern portion of New York, outside of the metro area. And your area could get about 2 feet on the high end. Congratulations, brother, on 70,000. Thank you. I do appreciate you guys supporting. I really do. Because some of my family's yelling at me to get a job, and I'm like, I don't want to. No, I'm not crying, literally. I'm not crying. Because I care about you guys so much. Which, by the way, if I did get a second job, I will find every little bit of my time to keep uploading every day to where you guys won't even know I have a second job. I don't. Literally not now. I'm doing this full time. Full time. How much snow is coming for Frederick in Maryland? Frederick, Maryland. So Washington. So that's up there. So Frederick, about a foot on the high end amount. That's what the high-end forecast calls for, about a foot. About a foot, maybe a little more, but I don't think you're going to see 2 feet. Sanford, Maine. Sanford, Maine, you are looking at about 18 to 24 inches. I think there will be more than a foot of snow in that area, especially because of this snow band here that settles up. I think you'll see about almost 2 feet, but definitely 1.5 feet. Hey, we did it. Thank you, guys. 71.5. Thank you. Sorry. Usually in the wake of something that I just had, my personality comes back usually stronger. Thank you for the $10 donation, Greg Hall. Thank you so much also for subscribing, if you did. I'm sure you did already. How much snow in Hightstown, New Jersey? Hightstown. Dang, all these little bitty baby towns. That area, you're going to be getting, yeah, you're going to be in a lot of snow. Probably for sure 2 feet of snow. At least 2 feet of snow is what I'm predicting for your area. 2 feet of snow. South Windsor, Connecticut, just northeast of Hartford. You're awesome. Thank you. That helped even more. So, northeast of Hartford. Never mind, it didn't. But good job. Thank you anyways. So South Windsor. So South Windsor, Connecticut. Oh, I was just right on top of that. Yeah, of course, they don't have a little bit of towns up here. So you're looking at about a couple of feet of snow. At least a couple of feet. Between 16 to 24 inches. Thank you so much. New York. Man, all these intins. Binghamton, New York. That is in southern New York, huh? So, southernish. About a foot of snow. About a foot of snow is expected in that area. Hey, I can take a foot if we got a foot here. Not bad at all. Georgetown, Delaware. Georgetown, Delaware. Georgetown, Delaware. Okay, Georgetown, 28 inches. Blanked out there for a second. Sorry, folks. 28 inches of snow. Philadelphia. Philadelphia, 29 inches. What about Sandwich? Sandwich? What the heck? Sandwich, Massachusetts. Probably referring to that, right? Yeah, 28 inches. Sandwich is going to be frosted over with snow. Who wants to have a frosty Frosty the Snowman had a pretty sandwich. That sandwich had snow on it. It certainly tasted like snow. Can't even sing that well. Who can come up with these weird town names? I'm going to just name a town out there if I could find one and name it one of you guys. I'm going to name it Helene 2367. No, I'm just kidding. Larry laughed at that. Oh my gosh. I keep seeing numbers going down. What do you mean seeing numbers going down? Snow numbers? If you're saying snow numbers are going down, maybe for your area, that's the shift. The shift has maybe moved back a little to the east. But it's like every image on the models, like the HRRR, it's going to have a different number every run. Okay? There's no set in stone 100% forecast. Oh, on Cape Cod. To me, it doesn't look like the numbers are going down. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I see what you mean. But that's probably because of some warmer air advection is going to try to wrap all the way in. But I wouldn't let that bother you. You're still going to get snow. I mean, depending on where you're at on Cape Cod, you're still going to get at least a foot of snow. It's not like, man, am I not going to get snow at all? Bro, your voice was kissed by an archangel. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I try to have a good voice. A good voice. That's my personality. Sorry if I went a little crazy on my recent thumbnails, but hey, it's called marketing yourself. You got to market yourself. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to make these thumbnails boring and clumsy looking. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And out there in the weather business, everyone at this point clickbaits their thumbnails. Everyone does. There's not a person out there that does not clickbait their thumbnails. It's sad. It's depressing. It's heartbreaking. But that's just how YouTube rolls their business. Actually, I like my style. I really do. Does it have that David vibe style to it on the thumbnail, you guys? Like all my thumbnails has that like David Schlotthauer vibe. Like this, you can see. I almost laugh at my thumbnails. I really do. New shift, snow bomb, new data. Look at this and this. Super El Nino. This is the one that did really good. I'm impressed. I really like that thumbnail too that I made with the El Nino. The warm tongue really matches up. Oh, I did really good on that. You got to really put a lot of mind and time into it. Man, hold on. There we go. David, you got to stop smoking that wacky weed. All YouTube thumbnails are like that now. Yeah, because their YouTube algorithm is Not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be more fair, you know? Back in the day when I started YouTube when I first discovered YouTube, the only thing it was really based on was viewership. Nothing else. No CTR, no money. It was all based on how many views these videos got on average. And now it's like, it's all based on personalization, which it's good in a way, but it's like, it really is. It's YouTube for you on that, you know? The thumbnail on your El Nino video is actually really good. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to probably replicate that next. I'm going to but just probably change this. Like, this El Nino is growing, or El Nino growing fast or something, but just keep the same image. Because I'm probably going to be doing these every other week as things progress. Here's my first one that I did. That did pretty good. And then here's my second one. By the way, how do you guys like the new banner? Before I head out here, like, what do you guys think of the new banner style? Pretty good, huh? The new logo as well. Just change things up a little bit as I get bigger. Want to make things a little bit more crisp, tasty, like candy. Hey, I've been uploading 9 videos per week, so at least the whole episode hasn't had much of an effect on my channel, which is great. Wow. All right, couple more questions. 2 more questions, and I'm going to call it a night because I need to have some dinner. Go watch the Olympics with my grandma downstairs, and then after that, go to bed because I don't really want to get off my bed schedule. Thank you so much. So 2 more questions. We'll do 3 more. 3 more questions. EZ. Oh, yeah, I love his name. Easy peasy cheesy. Warren, New Jersey, please. Warren, New Jersey. Warren, New Jersey. That's 1 question. Okay. Warren, New Jersey. You're looking at about 18 to 24 inches, maybe 29 inches. Actually, you know what? Maybe even close to 27 inches based on the high-end forecast. Let it snow. Let it snow. What's the boating forecast for offshore inlet, South Shore, Long Island? So the boating forecast, you don't want to see. You don't want to know. Surf, definitely on the high side, depending on... See, I'm not good with marine stuff, but if you are going way out here on Rhode Island or Long Island, the surf is not going to be all that good at all. I mean, we're looking at waves, generally very choppy waves at about 15 to 20 feet. Coming out of the northeast, that northeasterly wind swell definitely going to be something. It's what that forecast calls for. Actually, this is for Sunday around 3 p.m. Waves shouldn't be bad tomorrow, but really on Monday. At 3 p.m. Monday, it's going to be really, really choppy because that wind is going to be strong. How much in Allentown? Okay, Allentown. Let's go to Allentown really quickly. So Allentown, about 18 to 24 inches of snow. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I think we just did Cherry Hill, New Jersey, but we'll go back there and again and look at it. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So Cherry Hill, New Jersey, you are looking at around... So yeah, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, you're looking at about 24 to 36 inches. Okay, one last question. Vineland, New Jersey. Vineland, New Jersey. This is the last one. Vineland, New Jersey. Vineland, New Jersey, you are looking at about 24 to 34 inches of snowfall. Alrighty, folks, I think that's going to sum it up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. We are going to be live tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to be yet, what time I'm going to start, but I will try to be live tomorrow. It really just depends on this whole anxiety thing. It has gone away for the most part, but I may hit one of these waves where I lose motivation for a little bit. So I'm going to see if I could have someone help me with the stream tomorrow. So that way, if I do have to kind of walk away for a bit, that's going to be the case. But I don't see myself having to do that tomorrow, but you just don't know when these waves are going to pop up. But it's getting better. It's not as bad as it has been. But I want to take it easy. My health comes first. My well-being comes first for the channel. So that way I'm able to do this as much as I can in the long run. All right. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys subscribing, supporting the channel. We are up to 71,524 subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing, sharing this live stream with their family and friends on social media, hitting the like button, and also leaving a comment once this does become a DVR recording. I love you guys. Peace out. Be safe tonight. And make sure you're prepared to shovel up that snow tomorrow, because once we go live, we're going to be looking at a lot of live camera footage. Lots of cameras on X. We're going to look at lots of news feeds as well. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be about a 3 to 6 hour stream madness on this winter storm. But as always, have a great rest of your night on this Saturday. Talk with you all tomorrow.